All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. With his life foreigners, from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Says it right there. Bill Gates says humans won't be needed within 2 to 4 years. And society will be better off. See what this next thing says right here.
Already right now, and sometimes it seems a little soft. It's gotten a little softer. Do you think that's a function of AI?
Maybe not to date, but 2 years from now, 4 years from now, particularly in the white collar area, yes. The world will be more efficient. That'll free up resources to do other things. As robots come along, then you'll see the same thing over in the blue collar space. As autonomous driving comes along, you'll see that in that particular vertical. And so productivity will go up. And we get to decide, do we do new things? Do we reduce work week? Do we let people retire earlier? Eventually, society is better off.
When we look at employment already right now,
so as you can clearly hear from the devil's own mouth, I don't really hear them saying humans won't be needed. I think that's an overstretch. That's something that they can't even say publicly like that, but they will give clues into what they mean. I mean, you can't really trust anything these devils say anyway. But for obvious reasons, they want to depop the majority of people on the planet Earth. And it said, according to the Georgia Guidestone, 500 million people on the earth because it's easy to maintain. That's what they say. I think it's just easy to harvest people's organs because that they get a kick on that. And I can speak for myself. When you first hear this truth and you hear about Esau and you see, like if you're not fully convinced in your mind why everybody hates Esau, why the Lord hates Esau, what this character Esau is all about. And when the Lord created things, and he created things for a reason, for his purpose, his sole purpose. And the Lord's sole purpose was to do what? To show us something. All right. And what is the Lord showing us? What is evil? That's a good title right there. What is the persona or the definition of evil? And out of all people on the planet Earth, no matter what age, what century, what decade, it all reverts back to the same people, the same group of people that brings this endless cycle of evil, pure evil on the planet, upon the earth. Where they're so evil that they wants to diminish the Lord's work. Now, as far as this artificial intelligence and how they want to, they're not going to need majority of people. They're not. Because this is what he said. What did he say again? It says to free up resources. This world, this planet that we are in was designed and created for us. Okay? All people on the planet Earth. I hate to say it like that, but I gotta say it like that. Even their red asses. But in their mind, you shouldn't have no resources. I was watching a film called, I gotta say it's, I was, not this crappy ass movie. What was it called again? Salakia. Society, that's what it was. And I was watching this guy, Truth. Truth is, and he was bringing this particular movie out. It's kind of cheesy. I actually finally sat down and watched it, but the end scene, when the characters reveal everything, and what they revealed was how the elites think about how they think of everybody. And the way they think about you and I, those of us that doesn't fit that category, that's not part of you. Oh, that's another thing. The Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Shai. That we ain't no Edomites. All right, you got. I'm laughing, but you got to thank the Lord that you're not rich, super rich, because the things that these people would do when you put everything that we heard of the Epstein list, everything that we've seen, everything that soon to be seen, you got to thank the Lord that you're not an Edomite, and that's thunder. And the Lord answering. All right, thank you, how about Shemi Shai, that you're not an Edomite if you come from the stock Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, because these people got it coming to them. They got it coming to them. And when you read Obadiah, you understand, if you're a well-balanced individual, why the Lord got to take these people out. This is their wet dream. Their wet dream is to get rid of everybody. Their wet dream is to annihilate everybody on the planet Earth, if they can. Harvest a certain group around the people to keep themselves going, so they can have this false narrative of immortality. All right. And to get rid of us, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Israelites. So yeah, check this movie out when you ever have a chance. It does have like a little dark humor to it, but put it this way: if this movie came out today, it would be the most gruesome movie, especially with today's technology and the way that they do things and how they desensitize everybody to anything. If you watch that movie, you'd be like, you probably walk out the movie theater. But this was 1989, so it was bad enough. All right. So let me get this a couple of scriptures. I ain't gonna make this too long. Yeah. Isaiah 29 and 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in dark. And they say, Who seeth us? Who knoweth us?" So these plans that we're now living in, we're living in the unveiling of these mother effers plans and how they think of everyone. They don't think of everyone as um, equals or human beings or any of that sort. They see people less than, they don't even see you as slaves, to be quite honest. All right. They really look at everybody like I won't even say an extra. Because even extras in a film, they serve a purpose. They don't consider no life, period. All right. No life is precious in their sight. So they plotted this thing out, they mapped this thing out, exactly how they want things to be done. It's more than just taking away jobs. It's to eliminate and to use the resources, which this earth have abundance of resources. No matter what they say, how they say it, this earth that we dwell in is more than enough. Put it this way, there's not enough people on the planet Earth. That's how vast this earth is. Okay, matter of fact, I'm talking about it. Let me get this real quick. Isaiah 45 and 18 or 17. 17. No, 18. It says, "For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, the Most High Himself that formed the earth and made it. He have established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord. There is none else. So the world was formed to be inhabited. Okay? When something inhabited is what means, oh, NLT, I just see something. It says, for the Lord, or so for the Yahweh is the Most High. He created the heavens and the earth and put everything in place. He made the world to be lived in, not to be a place of empty chaos. I am the Lord, he says, and there's none other. So he didn't make it just to look pretty, all right? Like how people look at going to telescope, see Venus, Mars, and so forth. It looks empty, but it's going to be inhabited. Okay, we're going to inhabit that. The scripture says, "What in my father's house are what many mansions." So a mansion is not supposed to just sit there; it's supposed to be inhabited. And these devils are the offspring or the chaotic beings that the Lord made them to be, as an example to the world how not to be. They do not see life the way life is supposed to be seen. Okay, I made a statement. Let me get this real quick. Psalms 103. Psalms 104. That goes into, I know what it goes. Psalms 104 and about 13. He watereth the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and the herb for, for the service of men, that he may bring forth out food out of the earth, and the wine maketh glad the heart of men, and the oil to make his face to shine, and the bread which strengtheneth man's heart. So all this is in attendance for men, for people to dwell in. All right, the trees of the Lord are full of sap. You know, sap is how can I explain that one? You have amber that comes from trees. You got syrup that comes from trees. Those are a form of sap. Some of them is white. Oh, rubber. All right. It says, and the cedars of Lebanon which he planteth, where the birds make their nests, as for the stoke and the fir trees her house. The high hills are a refuge for the wild goats, and the rocks of the conans, which is a form of, I believe, is a rabbit. It says, he appointed the moon for seasons, and the sun is going down. In other words, everything works in unison. Everything has a purpose. It says, "Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey and seek their meat from the Most High." So everything relies on the Creator of all things. And it says, "The sun ariseth, they gather to themselves together and laid them down in their den. Men goeth forth into his work, into his labor until the evening." But what is Bill Gates and what's this guy's name? Elon Musk are saying, oh, soon men they won't have no purpose. There'll be no reason for them to work. What it just says is that man goeth into his work, into his labor until the evening. O Lord, how manifold are thy works, and wisdom has thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. So everything we see is the working of the Lord. But these devils, oh, they want to go around and say, nope, let's not do these things. Let's remove these things. It says, Isaiah 29:16 now, surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. This weak, fraudulent idea of control, the power that they have, the standard that they put to the people is all weak, all of it. And just like how weak it is, guess what? It is going to be annihilated, destroyed. Okay? So we are in the time of change. And the Lord created these people to bring in this evil on this earth. Evil as that by consensus, the whole world will agree that the people that's on top, they gotta go. They gotta go. They don't see you, they don't see people as humans. All right. They don't see people as men and women. They see people as nothing. Not even beasts. And it says, for shall say for the work for the for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding. So the Lord created him to be this way. Ecclesiastes 1:15. It says that which is crooked cannot be made straight. And so the Lord created him to be crooked. Matter of fact, hold on. I forgot about this favorite, this classic. Psalms 50, 59? No, let's talk about this section. 58. And it says, Psalm 58 and, hold on, let me try to see something real quick. I saw that, 59 and 2. It says, deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from the bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. So David is crying, he was crying about Saul for being wicked. All right. But you can apply that to Esau and what Esau is doing. How he's doing the things that he's doing. This is a life and death situation. And they want to take everybody's lives with them. And for what? With no explanation. It's utter hatred. Yeah, when you watch that movie Society, like this guy was telling, and there's another film. Damn, what was the other film? Infinity Pool. You watch these movies and you know, and it was a classic movie. My brother had put us on. I seen like a few minutes of it. 1970, one of those snuff films back in the day. When you first come into this truth at the time, you got time in your hand. You just gotta prep your mind. It was called Soul 120 Days of Sodom or some shit like that. And the sick shit that these elites would do. I mean, I couldn't bear it. I'll be honest. I could not bear that shit. The elites see every single person as nothing. This is why they will have a goddamn problem sending people's children out for the war. And if somebody was breaking it down, I believe the brother, friend of the prophets, caught it where the Iranians was basically getting on the Epstein government, basically saying the reason why they attacked the school with little girls that wasn't by accident, because that was a sacrifice that they did. So even in that sense, to show you how sick these fucking people, lives don't mean shit, and they train most of you Negroes. Not going off subject, but going on subject. They train you Negroes to see your lives as nothing. All right? To see yourself as nothing and your lives as nothing. That's why when you see another one that look like you automatically want to take that man's life. And everything else holds more value than the value of the one that looks exactly like you. Not knowing that you're killing yourself. That's self-genocide. All right? And that's exactly what these people are all about. They're about genocide. It says, verse 4, they run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Now, it said, thou therefore, O Lord, Yahweh, the power host, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen, be not merciful to any wicked transgression. Why? Because it says it right here. I gotta get this one. James 2:13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So the Lord's not going to have no mercy into those who show absolute no mercy. And Esau is not showing no mercy at all. All right? None at all. He's not holding back his hatred for life. When you have, the scripture says twice in Genesis, be fruitful and multiply. There's nowhere in the scriptures that says to diminish the numbers. Right? You have more people that's not having children today than ever. People are so self-centered, self-unaware that they're literally genociding their own selves. And who benefits of you women are being undisciplined and getting pregnant and going to get those babies killed? Oh yeah, the devil. All right. And what do they do with those bodies? Now the world's starting to see. They use those bodies for a, a certain snake bite. I'll say that much. They use those bodies to keep themselves young, and they eat whatever they can. We live in a evil, filthy fucking world. That's why the Lord's not gonna have no mercy on these people. None. All of Esau's shit is being brought out. The skirts are lifted up. Oh, Psalm 64. Uh, Psalm 64 and I'm thinking something else, but I'll read this anyway. 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and that's why you have Epstein when they go to the Epstein emails. Why they found all this madness that was going on, and the people are shocked and stunned because they didn't know how hideous this thing goes, how deep the rabbit hole goes. They started this war unbeknownst to them. They're being moved to do certain things, and just to distract people from what was written. Okay? It says, all that see them shall flee away. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, let me get this one instead. Nahum 3 and 5 says, behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. So the Lord's showing the world your shame, Esau, and how you really think of it, how you really think of everybody else. And you making the being the chosen people, the most hated people on the planet Earth. You doing all that shit. You doing that purposely, to be honest. You have this notion in your mind, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody down with me. But the world is seeing who you are. And we're probably the only ones on the planet Earth that really call you out for who you really are. That you are the Edomites. And the main ones of the Edomites that's ruining this world is you Amalekites. The same name that Bibi wanted to say about those children that they sacrifice. Right? So he tried to justify himself by calling somebody else an Amalekite, and he himself is a goddamn Amalekite. He might be in the spiritual realm. Nobody heard from him at all. Okay, but the world seeing you who you are, they see you, and they don't like you. All right, you could be embedded with the leaders of the world, but it's not the leaders you should be in fear of. It's the people. That's why it says in Job, the 20th chapter, around the 27th. Oh, matter of fact, I have to get that. Job, I'll come back. Job 20 and 7. Let's say Job 20 and 27 says the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, which is sin multiplied. All right. How is the heavens revealing his iniquity? Because the heavens are telling, which is the internet. The internet is showing all his dirt. All right. Everything that he's been doing it in the dark, doing it in secret, is being revealed. It's Luke 18. It tells you, the Lord said it. Said that, actually not 18, Luke 12. That which is in the dark should be seen in the light. And all these little films that I make mention of, movies are not movies, movies are documentaries. It's all the stuff that they're doing, and then some. All right. So everything is being revealed. It says, "And the earth shall rise up against him." So who's in the earth? The people. Even the plants, even the animals, everything's going to turn against you because your shame is being seen. And it says, "And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile." Which, when you go into the word vile, I believe it's this despicable. All right, people are going to despise you. They already despise you. They're calling you out. And who's ahead of this? Trump. Trump. He's embedded with all these billionaires who knows to have the best interests in the world for the people. All right, is the rich class of individuals that's dictating to the world how the world shall function, and the world's starting to see it. Everything's about to turn around. It says, "And I will cast out I will cast abominable filth," which is that abominable filth is going to be those ICBM nuclear missiles. The Lord's about to make this whole entire land, America, the power, the glory of the Chaldees. He's about to make this place a desert. It says, "Upon them," I said, "upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." And what proves that is going to be set as a gazing stock when we read Revelations, the 18th chapter, right? There was Isaiah 34 tells you, 34, right, 16, so that they shall call the nobles. Is it 16 or is it 15? They shall call the nobles and shall get no answer. Because everybody in this land that remaineth is going to be taken out. So we got to be, like I said, always say, you got to be thankful. Because the judgment that's coming down on Edom, I don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to. Obadiah 1 and 18. 15. It says, for the day of the Lord is not as near upon all the heathen. So yeah, it's not just Esau. Esau the primary target. All right. Everybody else is going to catch it. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So they have a group of individuals talking shit, how to trap people up, how to set people up, how to get rid of the majority of the people. Because we in the West, you have this form of the illuminated ones, and the East, they have their form. They all embedded with each other. Everything is a psyop, but that psyop they're gonna lose control of that psyop. And that's what we're waiting for. We want them to do certain things. And the Lord's about to take over. He's about to snatch control and show how it's really done. So all these nations are embedded. That's why it says, I'm not going to get it, I'm just going to quote it. Revelations 11 and 18, it says that the nations was angry because of thy wrath. Because of whose wrath? The Most High's wrath. The Lord's not going to see, this nation did it because this, that, the third. No. Like I said in the previous video, all you people that's in the position of rulership, you are responsible for every wrong that's in this world. The people is going to be punished, yeah, but you're going to be punished the worst. The worst. These people are just going to be taking out their misery and get up, go to sleep, go to the heavens, however long, get right back down and start afresh. But the elites, no, you're going to go straight into captivity. You're going to go from riches to rags. You're going to literally go from riches to rags, which is the biggest punishment that can ever, because you cheated everywhere. You cheated everything. All right. It says, as thou hast done, that shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head, which is going to be captivity. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's what the scripture is all about. Revelation 13 and 9. Any man that have an ear, let him hear. He that leave in captivity shall go into captivity. And this is the patience of the faith of the saints. Right? For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathens drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be a deliverance, and there shall be holiness, in the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, which is talking about all 12 tribes. All right. Joseph synonymous with the 10 tribes. So we're going to come as one. We're going to come as one now, and we're going to always be back together from this point on. All right. And start with the elect, the government body, and it's going to trickle down to the rest of the nation of Israel. All right. And the Lord's going to force the rest of the Israelites to put their differences aside for a greater cause, because we are still in Jacob's trouble. It's not going to go away. It says, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And we could see it clear why this shall happen. We can see it clearly why these people need to be taken out. Prophecy's sake, and prophecy's sake, and prophecy's sake. All right. He was created to be. He served his thing, and now we could clearly see it. Now everything that the Lord said is justified. I believe Apostle Hall made a point. The scriptures is like a movie that starts from the end, and we just living to it, through it. That's how the scriptures. I make up the story. And it just started in the garden. It started in the mind of Yahweh, and he. This is how he wanted it to be done. He created Esau to be the perfect devil. Um, Proverbs 16:24, or 16:4. Sorry. And now he's about to fulfill his other lot. All right. So with that being said, starting real quick to the spirit, they want to get rid of. They want a majority of people to be gone, and not knowing that's what's going to justify what the Lord's about to do unto them in the near future. And this is not going to happen when it's destruction of America. They're going to have to build the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, the kingdom of the true biblical Israelites. After 1,000 years, a long, grueling 1,000 years, the great gathering of all Edomites throughout all the kingdoms, and they're going to go into a bonfire. Okay? And that bonfire, that's what proves, once again, too, there's life after the king, there's life after America. This is going to be fulfilled in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. After it's all said and done, after we have Jerusalem and all our neighboring cities, but mainly Jerusalem, the streets paved in gold, gates full of precious stones and so forth. All right, everything built according to our liking. Everything that you could think of, and then some things that we don't even know. They're gonna fulfill that lot, and they're not gonna get a single credit for it. Just the same way it did to us, then unto us. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.